People die from drink driving every day. We interviewed Emma Ross about the issues of drink driving.
Part of my role as a probation officer, there's two parts to it really. The first part is that I provide the courts with information for sentencing. So essentially, if someone's been drink driving and caught by the police and arrested and charged, I would deal with them because they'd have to go to court. People going to court generally face a ban. When you're banned, you're very likely to lose your employment because not many people are fortunate enough to be able to walk to work. If you lose your employment, you might lose your accommodation, you might lose your relationship because being a financially viable partner is an important part of a relationship. You might ultimately lose access to your children if you're not paying to put a roof over their head and you're not in the relationship with their partner anymore. But also you might be facing emotional trauma. You might have really seriously hurt someone. You might have killed someone. You might have killed your friend, and you're going to be faced with that every day. Waking up in a prison cell thinking about what you've done. Some people drink drive and cause serious injury and death to people. I've worked with someone years ago. He was only 19. He was only very marginally over the drink drive limit. He was driving 50 in a 30. His sense of judgment was completely impaired and he took a corner far too quickly. His car jumped up onto the curb and he immediately killed a 7-year-old boy who was walking with his mum. His mum was probably 6 feet ahead of him and the boy was killed. Everybody loses in that situation, essentially. There's going to be a mother who's never going to see her child grow up. Someone's lost their life, and the driver, his life is ruined because he has killed someone and he's got to live with that every day for the rest of his life.
My name's Gareth Johnson. I work for Devon and Somerset Fire and Rescue Service in a prevention role. So at the moment, I try to prevent the fires and the road traffic collisions from occurring in the first place. The worst incident I've been called to occurred on the 29th of May in 2006. Some 8 years ago, but it's still etched in my memory. It was a car that had hit a tree and caught fire. We were called to a road traffic collision where persons were still in the vehicle and the car was on fire. On arrival, one person had got out prior to us getting there, but 2 people were still in there. On putting the flames out, we discovered the bodies. The worst thing about that incident wasn't the images I saw that day. It was the fact that the mother of the driver turned up on the scene. I saw then the emotional impact it had on families. That's why that's the worst incident I've ever been to. This car was being driven by a young lady in her early 20s. It was her parents' car. She was used to driving it. She was driving home from work on a road that she was used to driving also. The car came off the road on a corner and crashed into a tree. The lady was unconscious at the scene, taken to hospital, and she never regained consciousness. 11 days later, she died of her injuries. Blood samples taken 5 hours after the crash showed that she was over the drink drive limit. Her parents were keen that this vehicle is shown to as many people as possible to prevent any further needless loss of life.